Let's play a game. What would actually change in your life if you woke up tomorrow with $1 million saved? Because here's the truth no one tells you. Saving $1 million doesn't just change your bank account. It changes how the world treats you. It changes how you treat yourself. And if you're still chasing every dollar, still stressing about bills, still feeling behind, this video might make you uncomfortable. But it might also change how you think about money forever. Most people think $1 million means Lambos, yachts, mansions, and never working again. And that's wrong. $1 million doesn't buy freedom the way Instagram makes you believe. What it really buys is something far more powerful: control. And here's the thing. The biggest change at $1 million has almost nothing to do with spending money. It's about what stops happening in your life. The anxiety, pressure, constant fear that one mistake could wipe you out. And in a few minutes, I'll show you the exact moment where everything flips. And if you've ever felt like you're running hard but not getting ahead, stay with me, because this part matters. If you've watched the earlier parts of this series, you know the journey. First, saving your first $1,000. That's survival money. Then $10,000. That's breathing room. Then $100,000. That's confidence. But $1 million is different. This is where the game changes. And if you're being honest, you might be feeling frustrated right now. You see people your age online, traveling, investing, building businesses. Meanwhile, you're still worried about emergencies, still checking your balance, still feeling like you're one setback away from starting over. I've been there. I remember staring at my accounts, doing mental math every day, wondering if I was doing enough. Here's what we're going to break down today. First, what actually changes at $1 million? Second, why most people never get there, even with high income. Third, how you start thinking differently long before you hit the number. And finally, what to do after you reach it so you don't lose it. Stick with me, because the last part surprises almost everyone. Section 1, the real shift at $1 million. Let's get one thing straight. $1 million is not about luxury. It's about leverage. At this point, money starts working harder than you do. Your investments can cover mistakes. Your savings can absorb shocks. You stop making decisions from fear. Think about your life right now. How many choices are driven by money stress? Jobs you stay in, opportunities you avoid, risks you don't take. At $1 million, that pressure eases. Not because you're rich, but because you're resilient. And resilience is what changes everything. Section 2, why this number feels so far away. Here's something no one likes to admit. Most people earning six figures will never save $1 million. Not because they can't, but because lifestyle inflation eats everything. As Morgan Housel describes in The Psychology of Money, they move the goalposts. Bigger house, better car, more subscriptions, more pressure. The pain you feel isn't that you don't earn enough. It's that your money has no direction. And without direction, more income just means bigger problems. This is where people get stuck. And this is where you separate yourself. In a minute, I'll show you the mindset shift that matters more than income. Section 3, the mindset shift that unlocks $1 million. Before the money shows up, the thinking has to change. People who save $1 million stop asking,
"Can I afford this?"
They start asking,
"What does this cost my future?"
That's the shift. You stop trading long-term freedom for short-term comfort. You delay gratification. You invest consistently. You play offense and defense at the same time. Simple words. Offense means growing your income. Defense means protecting what you already have. Both matter. And here's a story that makes this crystal clear. Morgan Housel shares in The Art of Spending Money how Warren Buffett used to think of even small purchases as costing tens of thousands of dollars in the future. A candy bar wasn't just $1. It was hours of work, potential investment growth, and future financial freedom being spent without thought. Buffett's mindset teaches us to calculate the true cost of every dollar, especially before you hit the million mark. It's not about being cheap. It's about respecting the power of money over time. Recently, my wife and I decided to sell my truck and downsize to one shared vehicle. This has created some inconveniences, but has been totally worth it for the expenses that we're saving. I'll drop a link below for the video where I'll tell you more about that decision. If this series has helped you think differently about money, do me a quick favor. Comment below. Where are you in your journey? I'd love to cheer you on. Now let's finish strong. Section 4. What actually feels different day to day? Here's the part people don't talk about. At $1 million, your life doesn't explode. It quiets down. You sleep better. You stop obsessing over small expenses. You think in years instead of weeks. And here's the jealousy trigger. While others panic during downturns, you prepare. While others react, you choose. That's the advantage. Not flash, not flexing, control. But there's a danger here that most people don't see. Section 5, the hidden risk after you hit $1 million. The biggest risk isn't losing money, it's losing discipline. When you feel safe, you get sloppy. You stop tracking, you stop planning, you stop respecting the process that got you there. This is where people slide backward. The solution? You treat $1 million as a checkpoint, not a finish line. You keep systems, habits, and humility. My wife and I met with our financial advisor recently to discuss what early retirement might look like for us. We're both 48, so we made some adjustments to our investments to go slightly less aggressive. We're currently investing around 90% stocks and 10% bonds. We're planning to adjust that to 80-20 or 75-25 to still focus on growth, but minimize our risk against losses. What you should do if you're not there yet. If $1 million feels impossible right now, hear this. Every person who got there once felt exactly like you. Overwhelmed, behind, unsure. The goal isn't the number. The goal is becoming the person who can handle it. Focus on saving your next milestone. Invest automatically. Increase income strategically. Avoid moving the goalposts and repeat. That's the formula. It's simple, but not easy. Remember the moment I mentioned earlier when everything flips? It's not when the account hits 7 figures. It's when you realize money no longer controls your decisions. You control it. That's the real win. Let's recap. Today you learned why saving $1 million changes everything. Not because of luxury, but because of control. You saw why most people never reach it. What mindset actually gets you there. And how to protect it once you do. If you haven't watched the earlier parts of this series, start there. And when you're ready, click on the next video on the screen. My name is Stephen Kofer. Your support means the world to me. I'll see you in the next one.